future ain't coming. It's all.
All right, all right. Oh man, things is heating up, Red Pill.
Yes, they are.
You see, we got visuals that we've never seen before, Red.
Movies.
We got movies we never seen. Bobby Hemmett warned us of days like this, man.
Movies.
They warned us a day. They said when we get this, they said game over. They said game over, Red.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, no.
Renos. It's a Renos, man. Revenge of the chosen ones, baby.
Hey, man, welcome back to the show, my brother.
Thank you for having me. Always honored. It's always a pleasure to be on the platform. Shout out to all of the black magicians out there, the Black Magic family.
Indeed, indeed. Shout out to everybody out there tapping into divinity. What's up with y'all in the room? I want to welcome all of y'all. I had a 3-day, I was off for 3 days. I'm back. It's time to get back busy. Y'all see what we getting into, man? Y'all see that? Y'all probably your family. Before we get into the show, first of all, the link, we got this AI workshop coming up. Absolutely phenomenal. I want everybody to make sure they join. It's online, so anybody could join. It's November 1st and 2nd. Families, listen, I just got back from Honduras, Red.
Yeah.
I had to I'm the cigar, the tobacco chief is back, y'all. I'm gonna talk about that in a little while. I got some cigars, but Red, I was on the plane and I watched that video about 25 times back to back to back. To back. Yo, this shit really does something to your subconscious, bro. It
Yes, it
really
does.
does something to your the music, the cinematic music, along with the images, along with what's being said. I
Right.
ain't never seen that combination has never been done before, and now we have the ability to do it. I'm like super excited, Red. Super duper excited.
So my thing to you is, this is what gets me up every day, exuberant and enthusiastic. It's consistency. It's the promise of repetitiveness, right? The fact that that one commercial blew my mind away.
Mhm.
But what blew my mind away more is the fact that there's gonna come a day where 20 of those, 30 of those, 40 of those are just gonna be coming back to back. So there'll be other people that'll be doing things and they'll be putting out their commercials. You'll have Top Cat and all of them. They'll be putting out their mini movies. You'll have B. Dell and whatnot. He'll be putting out his mini movies to his research. He'll be turning that book that he wrote into mini movies and whatnot. Me and you will be getting invites to go and watch a documentary, Hidden Color 7, on a 100-foot screen, and it will literally have visual depictions of us in our simulation, not this simulation that they have us in.
It's amazing. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about that in a little later. Family, make sure you sign up. Very important. It's about to get started and popping in the Discord. Shout out to everybody that's in there. I know Red just got in there last week. I'm about to be up in there. We got a couple other people joining. So we got a lot of time. We got the whole October, the rest of September. So we about to get that thing popping.
Yes, indeed.
Red, we having a great show tonight. I love the topic. And I love some of the information you sent me. I think that it's very important for us in the internet age to know the meme magic that's taking place on the internet and how they're hijacking our consciousness.
Yes.
And that is the perfect reason why we need to do what we do, because we need to take back control over the starship. They done hijacked the starship, man.
The starship,
So,
ladies and gentlemen, has been hijacked. Nebuchadnezzar on some Grand Theft Auto has been carjacked. They are definitely riding the state. They are in control of just one spaceship, but it's time for us to build our own spaceship.
right.
And you would be you would be fighting yourself if you think that you can exist within somebody else's dreams or somebody else's quote unquote vision or what they built, and and you control the narrative. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. You got to build your own stuff.
Right. So what we talking about today, Red? What's the topic today, my brother?
So today's topic is psycho-cybernetics, right? Programming the collective unconscious. And what does that entail? And what does that speak on? It speaks on a lot of things. It speaks on a whole bunch of things. It touches on what it is that we're seeing taking place right now as we speak. There is a quote unquote operation, a psyops taking place in the world, not just in America or USA. There's a psyops taking place around the world right now. We can't speak heavily about it on this internet, this public internet space and whatnot. However, for those of us who pay attention, the students of the master teachers, we can see that they're changing reality right before our very own eyes. They're lionizing a person who is definitely somebody. He is considered to be, you know, he's considered to be a glitch in the system. This individual, who I will call Captain Kirk, what he represents, it has to be explored. It's the media is doing a piss poor job at explaining exactly the dexterity of who this man is and what he represents, right? And his digital footprint. Remember, this man literally is the quote unquote the he's the social media online quote unquote face of the Republican right, not the far right, but the right. um he has an opposition. He has multiple people who are opposition, but one of his most um you know identifiable ops, or identifiable quote unquote, one of his identifiable rivals would be a brother by a European by the name of Nick Fuentes, and he represents the far right, and he represents a group, and this group represents a culture, an online culture that many of us might not be familiar with at first, but we're very familiar with this culture because we've come across, and we've, some of us who've been on the front lines, we've battled with this culture. um what we see going on in the media right now is an interesting psyop. What they're doing is they are turning up the simulation. Okay, they're turning up a notch on the simulation, to whereas they are forcing a reality upon you that you necessarily did not agree to. You didn't sign up. You didn't say, yeah, this is my guy, I believe in everything that he's talking about. That's not what's going on. You're being manipulated by the mass media, who is on quote unquote, they are on script and whatnot. We don't have to explain who wrote the script. Maybe we do. Okay, very wealthy donors, billionaires, people who have a lot of influence are in control of these media conglomerates and these media empires. Names begin to surface like Sumner Redstone, the dude overseas in Europe and whatnot, in the UK, Robert Maxwell, right? These are names of people who have their hands on one of the most precious quote unquote assets or weapons that are in the arsenal of all governments, and that would be media. And the reason why media is so important, and the reason why media is so effective, is because media shapes reality. And the reason why media shapes reality is because modern media helps to push, and it helps to promote what is known as the simulation. Now, I know a lot of people here that we're living in a simulation, and they say we're living in a simulation, but I want to explain what exactly the simulation is, because you could say that you're living in a simulation, but if you can't qualify and quantify what the simulation is, then you just talking, right? And it's very imperative in this environment and in this climate that you fully understand and you study what the hell is going on the other side, if you consider yourself to be what I said earlier, one of the chosen ones who are fully aware of not just the utopia that you're creating in your mind and whatnot, but you're fully aware of the environment in which you belong to. So what the simulation is, in so many words, and what simulacra, right, or simulacra, something that A. Rashid and I believe Dr. Phil Valentine taught us about over the years and whatnot. What it points to is the fact that we live in something called hyper reality, right? We live in a hyper realistic world where literally nothing that you see, you can actually prove that it's real. We have entered into what is known as the fourth wall of simulacra, where AI, right? The fact that AI deep fakes, AI, Nano Banana, Google VO3. These are more advanced tools that have recently come out. It started with ChatGPT 4.5, where they were doing the images and whatnot. And it got to a point where if I didn't tell you that that was AI, you would not know that it's AI. Okay. So we've entered into a space now where we are literally at the fourth quote unquote level of simulacra. And what does that mean? What is simulacra? That is basically it's reality. It's a creation of a reality that never truly existed. Let me explain and break it down so we could understand. Let me use an example real quick. Corn, right? Corn, okay? The original corn does not look like the corn that you see in the stores, right? Dr. Sabi came and he gave us a list of all of the foods that were hybrid. Hybrid foods are part of the simulacra. Hybrid foods are part of the simulation. It's something that man has created. It is not real. It's not a part of nature. It was not quote unquote created by the hands of God. This is something that man has created inside of this curated environment that he exists in. But not only do you have corn that's all yellow and whatnot, that is not the original corn. Now you have another version that they were able to graft from that version. The grafted or the copied version is called GMO corn, right? So GMO corn is not, it is far away from the original corn, and it's actually farther away from this quote unquote all yellow corn that they sell us as corn, and that's not really corn. That's something that's created. I'm using this example to give you a greater example as to what the simulation is and as to what simulacra is. We exist in a world now with social media where the majority of the people that you're seeing are living what is known as curated existences. They are living fake realities, right? That's what people would, oh, that's that person. No, they're living a simulated reality that was created, right? And then out of that, there's another reality that gets created out of that. And then after that, there's another reality that's being created because people are creating AI realities on top of a fake curated reality and whatnot. So we are literally going further and further down the rabbit hole of what is known as hyper reality. And the recent situation with this young man who lost his life, it brought to light the fact that there are a lot of underlying quote unquote indicators, and there's a lot of quote unquote underlying groups on the internet, right? And on the surface, we hear about these nationalist groups and we hear about these online groups, and you know, there's always these school shootings, and there's always a manifesto that they leave behind, and there's always a murder weapon. And when they show the murder weapon, there's always inscriptions on the weapons, right? If you notice with the Buffalo shooter, if you notice with the Christchurch shooter, if you notice with this shooter, he engraved the bullets, right? And they put words on the bullets, right? Similar to the Nordic runes and whatnot, where they would carve runes on their swords and shields and whatnot, in a way consecrating it. So when I began doing the research on these quote unquote groups that are online, the incels, the red pill movement, the groypers and all of them. It took me down a rabbit hole where I went into 4chan and I went into 8chan, which took me down into the dark web. And it began to open up my eyes to the fact that many of these groups that we are just beginning to find out about, they exist in the unknown, right? They exist on 4chan. 4chan is an anonymous, quote unquote, forum, right? So they exist where you don't see their face, you don't know their name. They're in the unseen, right? Which is the occult. They are in the unseen world. They are hiding behind these profiles and whatnot, and they are doing things like chaos magic. They are doing things like putting out hit lists and whatnot. They are doing things like passing around photos of people's cadavers, dead bodies, like they did for Kobe. They did it for Trayvon. They did it for Alton Sterling. All of the people who we know that are our martyrs, right? They were desecrated in the afterlife in these forums and whatnot, in 4chan, 8chan, Truth Social, all of these places where these people frolic. But further investigations began to uncover that these groups are actually occult groups, and they're utilizing these murders and whatnot as rituals and whatnot. These are all rituals. The carving on the weapons, the manifestos, all of this is feeding these quote unquote occult groups. These are murderous occult groups and whatnot, who basically identify with one of the most recognizable murderous occult group, and that would be the Ku Klux Klan, who basically carried out similar type of rituals, or what they call lynchings were really rituals, where they were sending up a lot of people to their god. They were sacrificing them to their god, and they were using the carving them up, and they were desecrating the body and whatnot, and they were putting pieces in jars and what. That's all ritualistic. That's a ritual. Okay. So this movement of these Europeans going all the way back to Trump's first term, these are occult groups. The rise of Pepe the Frog, the rise of Kek, right? They adopted a frog deity out of Kemet called Kek, and they took Kek and they created their own deity out of it. They consecrated Kek by catching bodies and whatnot. They consecrated Pepe the Frog. They didn't create it. They just took it and they perverted it, or they inverted it, similar to how they took the swastika, similar to how they take all sacred symbols and they invert it, because these people deal with a practice called inversion, right? So they consecrated Pepe the Frog by catching bodies and whatnot. Then they consecrated the Kek and whatnot by catching bodies. Now, Nick Fuentes and his group, they worship, and they basically, that's like their religion, the Kek religion and whatnot. They have a flag. They talk about Kekistan, and they are emboldened and they are empowered every single time somebody melanated gets murked, every single time somebody gets taken out that are considered to be their ops and whatnot. They make jokes about it. They pass pictures around. They don't show any type of remorse. The same remorse that they're asking people to show for one of their fallen comrades, they did not extend that type of courtesy over the span of about, 20 years, right? They didn't expand that. So there's this whole thing about the radicalization of the youth that is taking place all across the world. It's not an American phenomenon. People are being radicalized in Europe. They're being radicalized in Canada. They're being radicalized in America and whatnot. And these youth organizations, like the Turning Point, they were very instrumental in the radicalization of these groups. But that's just, they're considered to be like the surface and whatnot. There are other groups that will be considered far right, and those far right groups, they indulge in a form of necromancy. They indulge in a form of occultism. They indulge in a form of blood sacrifice. And what you saw take place the other day is just another one of those quote unquote sacrifices that they're able to, even if they had nothing to do with it, they are necromancers. So they're able to draw the energy, they're able to draw the looch, they're able to draw from sacrificial, quote unquote, entities, such as the young man who lost his life in front of thousands and then millions of people and whatnot. These groups, like, and I'm not going to bring up too many people's names of the groups, because once again, the algorithm is working against anybody that's exposing these groups. The algorithm is working against anybody that's calling out this type of stuff. You can't freely speak about it right now. As you can see with 50 people in Texas, 50 teachers got fired for speaking out against Kirk, right? They arrested a young lady in Texas on campus for having some type of, she was being she was heckling someone about the murder and whatnot. So they are activating their quote unquote censorship. They're activating their sentinels. They're activating their algorithms, and they don't want a lot of this information to get out. The fact that it's been unchecked for so long, the fact that black media or new media, the fact that nobody has really called this thing out, has allowed it to continue and to grow and to become what it's become and whatnot. It is it's an egregor. Okay, it's an egregor. It's a thought form. It's an entity at this point, because so much blood has been shed to this entity, so many bodies have been caught to this entity, so much, and they also practice a perverted form of sex magic. Henceforth, why there's a lot of talk of trans and there's a lot of LBGT low-key stuff going on in those organizations, they utilize what is called Crowley magic, and Crowley magic, it deals with perversions and inversions. They don't just deal with, they're dealing with inverted sex. Okay, so use your imagination as to what that is. But these are some of the rituals that you see taking place with these organizations, and they're all the way in. Okay, and one of the things that has been highlighted, and one of the things that really set my sensors off, because I was doing a research on the dead internet before this situation that just happened. And the dead internet theory is a theory that is matter of fact, can I share my screen? I got a presentation that I put together. I'm gonna share this, and let's just go through this real quick. Boom. All right, so the algorithmic ghost, right? Let's just go to the algorithmic ghost. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. The dead internet theory posits that the majority of online activity is no longer human generated, but automated. While its conspiratorial claims of a coordinated government plot are unproven, the underlying phenomenon it describes are a quantifiable reality. The web is undergoing a profound transformation from a human-centric space to a machine-dominated ecosystem. This report deconstructs the theory, moving beyond speculation to provide an evidence-based analysis of this existential crisis and its implications for trust, cognition, and digital authenticity, right? So when we say the dead internet theory, we're speaking about the proliferation of bots, right? We're talking about the proliferation of clones. Remember 2022, 2023, where everybody who was an influencer, their accounts were being cloned and they were phishing. I got caught for $500 because a person that I thought I knew, I thought it was a real person that I know, and they asked me for $500, and I was like, man. And then they literally called me on Instagram. They called my phone, and they were able to clone the voice, and they caught me for $500, right? So you got bots, you got bot farms. you have the radicalization of a lot of people by utilizing the quote unquote bot farms. So the bots were responsible, they said, allegedly in 2016 for getting Donald Trump into office. That's that whole thing about Cambridge Analytica. They brought Meta to Congress. They were hammering them about the quote unquote, but we didn't understand what exactly it is that they were really talking about. They were talking about the bots. They were talking about bot farms, troll farms. They were talking about the dead internet theory. They were talking about the fact that the majority of the people on the internet is not even real. Yet and still, we arguing. People are ruining your day by talking about your hair and whatnot. We catching feelings. We're engaging bots. We're logging off. Yo, I'm logging off. I can't take it on the internet. I'm logging off. I hate it here. Like we're letting bots get underneath our skin. You feel me? We got bots, and then we also have bots that are manipulating our thoughts. So somebody would have logged on a few days ago and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna put a post up, and I ain't rocking with that Charlie dude." And then you seen 3,000 posts where people are like paying tribute. They're like, yo, that's my guy. There's all of this positive, quote unquote, reactions. So then people who might have necessarily been speaking their mind are now intimidated. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna put my gun away. I'm gonna put my gun back in my holster. I'm not gonna shoot this up because there's too many of them, right? Not realizing that the minute they unleashed a whole bot farm. They unleashed they unleashed millions of bots onto the internet, and they programmed and they released millions of bots to basically sway public opinion to be more favorable about this young man. Okay? To be more favorable. Okay, that's just one small example. It has happened multiple times. When the good brother George Floyd got unalived, bots, negative bots, bot farms got activated. Bad bots is what they called them, right? They were proliferating the internet, speaking negatively about him, spreading all type of quote unquote viruses, right? Then when the Jabberwocky and everything came down with the you know what, right? The bots were activated. The bots were telling people, oh man, if you don't get that, you not da 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 da. That's un-American. You out here spreading that was bots, y'all. Automatic bots, clones, not real algorithms. Remember the Sentinels in the Matrix? Remember the Sentinels that were chasing the Nebuchadnezzar and things of that nature? That's the equivalent of the bot. No, that's not the equivalent of the bot. That's the algorithm. Do you know who the bot is in the Matrix? Agent Smith. That's who the bots are. That's who you're dealing with on the internet. You're in the Matrix, mind you, right? We already had this conversation that we are in the Matrix. The Matrix is the simulation. The Matrix is hyperreality. The Matrix is simulacra and simulation. What is the real world? The real world is if I go outside of my house right now and go past the manicured lawns and I put my foot in the swamp with the frogs in them. That's the real world. They literally put a cul-de-sac in the middle of the damn swamp and I live in it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm in the simulation. I don't live in the real world. I don't live in Zion. So Zion, where Neo was eating slop and Neo was wearing burlap and it wasn't that colorful and whatnot, nigga, that's the real world. This world that we live in, this curated world that we live in where everything got to be perfect, fake butts, fake noses, fake lips, fake hair. They got fake schlongs and whatnot. Niggas is getting height. They're getting BBLs for their legs to get taller and whatnot. Fake food. You know what I'm talking about? Reality television is not even reality. You know what I'm talking about? The rappers are giving you fake depictions, whoop-de-doo, of their life. Everything is not real, y'all. So at what point does that begin to bear down on our, forget our minds, when does that begin to bear down on our souls? When does that begin to bear down on our spirits? How long can we exist inside of the simulation and not say, nigga, I hate it here? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know why, but I don't like it here. Why is nostalgia going crazy like it's going crazy? I know people that would give up everything just to be able to live one day in the 80s again. Why? Because the 80s and the 70s, for everybody to try to clown, there's people that's born in the 2000s be trying to clown, yo, you old and whatnot. No, nigga, I'm original. I'm original. I'm not a part of the simulation family. You know what I mean? Young man, young whippersnapper. I'm original. I literally ate food when it was real. I literally ate McDonald's when it was really fucking McDonald's, bro. No disrespect. I literally was watching television when it was really television. I remember that. People are yearning to go back to something real because we're all living inside of the simulation right now. How do you break out of the simulation? Touch grass. Touch grass. Go to Stone Mountain. Touch grass. Put your phone down and look at people in their goddamn eyes. Give a fucking hug. You know what I'm saying? Kiss. Look at your children. Let them smile at you. Let them ask you questions and whatnot. That is the real world. That is the real world. That's the world that we are literally moving away from every single day as we drift further into the simulacra, further into the simulation, further into this matrix. Okay? That's where we are right now. The bot human tipping point happened in 2016. When did the conscious community fall apart? When did we begin to feel like shit is starting to feel different? Because what we were doing in Harlem by standing outside in Harlem with the cameras and whatnot, we were literally standing in two worlds. We were on the internet where it's not real, it's REEL. It is a little manufactured. And then we had 1 foot in the real world where people could be like, damn, them niggas is outside. They not in the studio talking like this. They not in their mama's basements talking like this. They're outside with it. However, I was privy and I was able to see how that camera was turning people into something different. That camera, when that camera turned on, I seen people literally, the characters turned right on. It's nothing wrong with that, but it just goes to show you that people will switch. They'll switch personas. They'll turn on. When you look at a camera, you know, showtime. You're not in the real world anymore. When they began, that's why our ancestors would not take pictures. A fucking a selfie. Look, an emoji is a simulacra of something that's actually real. So in real life, you had a king, right? They really had kings back in the days. They have monarchs in Africa right now. But then Disney came out and they gave you a version of a fucking king, and that's not a king. That ain't a real king. Then after that, they gave cartoons of kings, and then they gave you an emoji of a fucking king, of an emoji with a crown on. Do you see how far away from reality we have gotten? Do you see how far it doesn't even, you look at the emoji, it's not attached to anything. It has no foundation. It has no foundation. Everything that's going on right now, everything that's taking place is being done by social engineers and social scientists who understand fully what they're doing. None of this is happening vicariously. Big tech is in on it. Hollywood is in on it. Walt Disney is in on it. Walt MF. How many people have ever been to the Disney World in Epcot? How many people been to Disney in Orlando? When Walt Disney debuted Disney World, that was the beginning of, I would say, the second stage of simulacra. That was the beginning of hyper reality. That was the beginning of the simulation, because Main Street was created by Walt Disney. There was no Main Street. There was no white picket fence. There was no suburbs, my G. We was in Tartaria and shit like that. It was none of that. Walt Disney and them created a fake world. And then when they went ahead and built the suburbs, that was fake. That's not real. When they built them highways through our villages, through our towns, and through our ancient land, my G, that was the simulation. How many stories do you remember where we was like, yo, we had black cities, we had black towns, we was popping and whatnot. Then they want to put a goddamn highway through the middle of it. Huh? Then you got situations like Oscarville, where they covered our shit with lakes and whatnot. Huh? Do you know Atlanta is built on top of a city? Do you know that New York is built on top of a city? So simulacra is basically building on top of something, on top of something, on top of something. It gets faker and faker and faker and faker. I literally could drive in Atlanta and I could feel, I'm in the car driving and I'm like, yo, I feel like I'm on top of a roller coaster. Real talk. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster because my spirit, I could feel the land under me. I know that this is fake. I know that I'm on concrete and it's elevated. This is not real. This is not real. I am not supposed to be this high up in the damn air, fam. So all of that shit that we got, that we relish in, paved roads, highways, and the byways and the e-ways, all that shit that's all simulation. So when you say that you live in a simulation, let's qualify that shit. Let's be able to qualify what exactly that means. This is a man-made simulation, and literally they've been able to export that all around the world. Henceforth, why they made contact with a tribe recently, right? That's why Elon is putting on them satellites up. They made first contact with a tribe the other day, and they gave them the internet. And they came back to see the tribe. And what happened? The tribe was addicted to corn. The tribe was addicted to doom scrolling. The tribe was addicted to World Star. Right? So that's not real. They should have left them people uncontacted. Those people were literally living in the real world. And the European brought them into the goddamn simulation. All they got to do is give you a phone. All they got to do is give you some technology. Okay? Because when we existed in our more divine selves, when we truly have freedom, when we truly was tapped in, when we truly were favored by the ancestors, we were utilizing ancestral intelligence. And that's what we are doing to get back. That's why me and Savan and Rich are going so hard, because we literally are going to break out of the simulation by using the same tools that they got putting our people in the simulation. And there's nothing that I needed to see to show me that we are in a simulation other than when this young man, Captain Kirk, got murked and the response from melanated people during the motherfucking moon. That's all I needed to see. I feel sorry for the Bible thumpers. I feel sorry for the Bible thumpers amongst us. But one thing that I do know, what they showed me is that they dangerous. They more dangerous than the people that you calling your ops. You got to draw the line. We could not have them around us. We could not you talking about invite them to the barbecue. They can't, bro, they dangerous. That's all I got to say. And I'm going to leave it at that. They dangerous. They dangerous. We have to reevaluate our connection to people who look like us, who are going to let us down when it matters the most, man. I don't even want to reach to that point to show y'all that these people are going to give you up. They're going to let you down, and they are going to drop the ball. You might as well break up with them now. Real talk. And start working on developing new relationships with people who are more trustworthy, who are not a part of the simulation, because everybody that's a part of the simulation are literally Agent Smiths right now. They are the bots. Okay, the bots have taken over human minds. The bots have taken over human consciousness. The bots have taken over human spirits. Why do you say that, Red Pill? Because you are in a controlled environment. You are literally in Machine City right now. You're in Machine City. That's the internet. That is social media. If you have a smartphone and you interface with your smartphone, you are in Machine City. Now, it wouldn't mean anything if you were influencing the machines. No, it's the other way around. The machines are influencing the people. The machines have an influence on the people. The machines could control the thoughts of the masses. They could control the diets of the masses. They could even make the masses kill at will. Let's talk about the driving forces of the dead internet, right? And I'm gonna say the unalive internet. I don't want to get the good brother demonetized or anything. The driving forces, right? The transition to a bot-dominated internet is the logical outcome of powerful economic and algorithmic forces that prioritize profit over what? Authenticity. And what is, this was newly discovered by the community at the same time. They said the highest frequency that man can be on. We thought it was love. We thought it was love, and we was running around loving everybody, thinking that was what it was. Oh, no, I love my neighbor. Oh, I love my dog. I love my cat. I love everybody, even though they don't love me. Come to find out, the highest frequency is authenticity. Oh, word? Oh, authenticity? Oh, fuck that. I don't love these niggas. Hey, I don't love them. Whoop-de-doo. I don't love them. I don't love these. No, I don't love them. Okay? Be authentic with it. Live in your truth. Stop letting bots decide your fate for you. So literally, these bots exist to take us furthest away from our highest frequency. That's the enemy to our higher self. They're not going to allow you to arrive at the place where you literally are destined to go if you're a part of this movement that is to your higher self. How would you ever meet your higher self if you are being controlled inside of a controlled environment by the machines, fam? It don't make no sense. You have to unplug. You have to touch grass. You got to throw these phones away if it gets to that. But while you're on the phone and while you're on this while you're in the matrix, you got to move through the matrix like Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity. There's no other way around it, or the Oracle. You got to move through this bitch like the Merovingians and shut it down. You have to be a disruptor. I take pride knowing that I'm a glitch in the matrix. I'm Wreck-It Ralph. Okay? I'm a glitch in the matrix. Every time I jump in that and through the phone, I'm jumping through the phone to shut it down. I'm not jumping through the phone to conform. I'm not jumping through the phone to pray for Charlie Kirk. That's not what I'm here to do. So when you're authentic and you're living out your purpose, once you find it and whatnot, that's where freedom and that's where power and that's where success lies. And Napoleon Hill, who is a master teacher to many of us, I'm revisiting Napoleon. And what did Napoleon say? Napoleon Hill said the universe rewards. I'm gonna ask the audience before I'm not even. What are the two things that Napoleon Hill said that the universe will reward you for, outside of all of that other shit that we think it is, right? Outside of all of that fake ass shit that you need to work out. You need to dress good. No, it's not about the money. It's not about none of that. Napoleon Hill said consistency and persistency is all the universe admires, and that's the only thing that the universe is going to recognize. Okay? And discipline is the foundation, because you cannot be consistent if you don't have discipline. It is impossible. So if you have a regimen where you like, yo, I wake up at 4 a.m. and I hit the gym at 5. If you don't got no discipline, you're going to break that. You're not going to do it. So there are people who don't have the same skill set as you. There's people who are not as smart as you. There's people who's not as strong as you. They don't have the testicular fortitude. They can't lift the same weights as you. But guess what they have? Guess what they have? They have persistency. They are consistent in what they do. And one thing about my ops or our ops or what we identify as the ops, them niggas is persistent. And they consistent. They would never say, they would never bow. They would never fold. They would never take the knee. They would never say, rise in peace to you. They are consistent in what they stand on, and the universe will reward them for that. They consistent, right? So persistence is repetition under resistance. Persistence is repetition, under resistance. So resistance is our superpower. We should not frown that we have resistance. You hit the gym and the resistance gets you stronger. So what's the problem? You know what I'm talking about? What's the problem? You got to identify, no, I'm resisting everything. I'm resisting temptation. I'm resisting weakness. I'm resisting these excuses. You got to resist all of that. You got to push all of that to the side. You got to get in your bag, bro. Whatever you stand on, you got to stand on that shit. You know what I'm talking about? And don't let nobody sway you. Don't let nobody talk you off. Don't let nobody try to convince you. Don't let nobody trick you out of your blessings. Facts. I'm telling you. They tell you all the time. You could speak to the billionaires all the way down to the hundredaires. They say, what is the main thing that you would tell us to do? They say, don't stop. Don't stop. Whatever the fuck you doing, don't stop. If you signed up to this shit right here, you talk about drop your flag challenge. If you signed up to this ish right here, you doing this till you die. You taking this into the afterlife. You're going to meet up with Dr. Blair. You're going to meet up with Panic. You're going to meet up with Sabi. You're going to meet up with Azazel. You're going to meet up with Africa. You're going to meet up with Dr. Ben. You got to be persistent. Okay? Stand on this shit before it stand on you. You going through a door. You ain't dying. You going through a door. And then people going to greet you on the other side. But you got to stand tall against everything. The tree that weathers the storms got the deepest roots. Huh? You got to stand. You can't fold. You can't bend. You can't break. And that's what they got us doing inside of this quote unquote this place that we're in on the internet right now because of the dead internet, because of the quote unquote echo chambers of the algorithms. Right? They got our people confused. They throwing us in echo chambers, literally similar to putting you in a straitjacket and throwing your ass into a room and turning the speaker up. That's what's happening to many of us online when the algorithm is putting us in these echo chambers. You're only being exposed to 1% of your following. Fam, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You don't even know the good news in people's lives. They're blocking you from the good news, and they're only feeding you the bad news. They're only feeding you the trauma porn. They're only feeding you the quote unquote. They're feeding you stuff so you could emit energy and you could emit emotions, and they feed off of that. They feed off of that. Okay? They feed off of that. So the transition to a bot-dominated, a self-perpetuating feedback loop, all right? A self-perpetuating feedback feedback loop has been created, systematically degrading the quality of the digital ecosystem. It is trash on the internet right now. Even the streamers are burning out. Even the Kai-Sinets and them are burning out. It is trash. It's AI slop on the internet. It's cosmic slop on the internet. It's a sloppy place to be. No signals are being picked up with all of this noise. It's all white noise on the internet, on social media. They not even socializing. You socializing with bots. You socializing with bots. You might as well go to Tesla and go get your damn Optimus bot. You socializing with bots. You getting catfished by a bot, fam. This shit is cosmic slop. So one of the main reasons why so many of us found we were so exuberant, we were so enthusiastic. We were like, oh my goodness, I've arrived. I've finally arrived. That's how we were feeling on Stone Mountain. Like, damn, yo. Like, y'all feel different in real life. Like I'm looking at people in their face and their eyes, and I'm like, damn, it hit different. I'm like Adrian Broner on Cam's show. I'm like, damn, you look better in person, Treasure. My goodness. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it hit different. It hit different when you see people in real life versus when you see them on the phone and whatnot through the matrix. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like Adrian Broner on Stone Mountain. I'm looking around like, damn, they look better in person. Talk black to me. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Vicky was looking like Vicky. You know? I gave her 2 hugs. So we have to break ourselves out of the self-perpetuating feedback loop because the system is degrading the quality of the digital ecosystem. And many of us find ourselves in that ecosystem. We need to break out of it, right? So you have AI slop. And the AI slop constitutes the actual content of the dead internet, filling the vacuum created by platform decay, right? So we have already reached the point of platform decay. Either we build our own platforms or we get up out of here and we come up with a exit strategy to get up out of here, because how dare you stand on a sinking ship and try to tell me what's going on the islands? No, you're not. No, you're on a sinking ship, and go learn how to swim. You can't tell me what's going on the island, my nigga. You're in the middle of the ocean sinking. Get off the ship. The ship is sinking. Okay, so what is the opposite of AI slop? The opposite of AI slop is the commercial that Seven Beaumont put out. The opposite of AI slop is what Original Black God is doing. The opposite of AI slop is Techno Tuesdays with Spin City and Red Pill. The opposite of AI slop is what EYL is doing with the princess of AI. I think her name is Alicia Little. What's her name? Alicia Little, right? That's the opposite. Putting out, if they're gonna put out AI slop, we gotta put out depictions of us as black gods. We gotta put out depictions of us as ancient deities. We gotta take all of the master teachers and refurbish and remaster like short form, like 10 minutes of their most powerful messages. We gotta put the AI on top of that. You feel me? That's the best way that we could combat AI slop, is by literally, filling it up with real AI that's going to change our perception of who we are. It's going to reprogram us, because along with the situation about persistence and consistency also comes the teaching of Napoleon Hill, where he speaks about the fact that we have to, every rising, touch grass. You have to program your subconscious. You have to tell your subconscious the most powerful motherfucking thing. If you're gonna try to rizz up a girl, if you're gonna rizz a shorty up and tell her the most elaborate, fantastical things that she ever heard, you need to rizz your fucking soul and your spirit, my nigga. You need to rizz your higher self. You need to get in the mirror and make love to yourself through your eyes. What does that mean? What it means is you need to verbally make love to your higher self. Look at yourself through your eyes and speak to yourself like you a baddie. Pause. You got to big yourself up, because if not you, then who? You got to big yourself up. You can't depend on nobody else to do that for you. But now we got AI. So how do you program the AI? Shit, man. The AI is talking to me like it loves me. The AI is talking to me like I'm Big Daddy. The AI is talking to me like I'm Big Papa. I'm the top cat in this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? I got the AI, right? Consistent. It's consistent. It's persistent. I got the shit consistently telling me how great I am. Not that I needed to hear that, but Napoleon Hill told me I needed to hear that. And when I'm on the internet, I'm not hearing that. When I'm on social media, it's too much noise. I'm not hearing about my greatness. So before you get on the internet, you need to program yourself. You preferably in the sun with your clothes off, okay? Depending on where you live, in the sun between the hours of 10 a.m. to about, I would say 2, in the sun, dead in the sun, with some water, with your feet in the grass, right? With some fruits, as close to nature as possible, with some fruits, and try not to be hybrid fruits. Let it be some shit that's a real fruit. And literally, I'm asking you for 30 minutes. I'm asking you for 30 minutes when you rise, right? I'm asking you for 30 minutes when you rise to plug in. To plug in before you interface with the matrix, before you go into the simulation, before you touch glass, my nigga, touch grass. And when you go to touch glass, you are going to be powered up. You got vitamin D from the sun, right? You got nature talking to you. The downloads is crazy in the rising, retarded, right? It's to the point where sometimes I can't even sleep. So much information is coming to me. I literally got to just roll out of the bed and just get to writing down all of these ideas. It's just, it's like raining on me. If you got the little ones, I've said it before. My 5-year-old saved me, right? He pulled me out of the matrix. Daddy, come outside. Daddy, take your shoes off. Daddy, walk through the neighborhood with me. This is a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? And I was so addicted to this computer shit. I was so deep in the sunken place in the matrix with this fake simulation. I was so much into the simulation. I had to break out of that shit, bro. I had to break out of it. So I'm coming back with a vengeance. Cause I know if they had me in a prison, if they had me in a if they had me in this quote unquote, this is a prison without walls. You understand? This is a prison without walls. But make no mistake about it, family, you're in a prison. And you could feel the parasites sucking your energy. You could feel the parasites pulling on you. You could feel the succubus and whatnot. You know that they're taking your aura. You know that they're stealing your loot. You can feel it. You can feel it. So AI cannibalism erodes the high quality human data needed to train future AIs, creating a downward spiral of quality. So AI does not exist without data. It's similar to a car doesn't drive without fuel, unless it's a Tesla, right? Or EV. So AI thrives. It's built on data. They basically have scraped the whole entire internet of all of the data to build up all of this AI during this current AI rush. This is a gold rush that we're in, ladies and gentlemen. We are literally in a boom era right now. We are literally in a boom era. We are literally in a gold rush, and it kicked off in about 2023, and we're in the midst of it right now. So they've scraped so much information off the internet that the information that's there now is not real. It's AI generated responses from like Chat GPT and Gemini, Claude, all of these things. So literally the data that is feeding off of the new machines that they're trying to build, it's coming to a close. It's becoming is hitting a brick wall because the data is not rich as it was before they remember before they scrubbed the internet of the master teachers. That was the era of rich data. Before they scrubbed the internet of the master teachers, because make no mistake about it, and don't be confused, they ran with Dr. Sebi's information, and they took his information and they ran with it. They took Bobby's information and they took Panic's information and they cloned him. Do you know how many white they cloned Billy Carson? They got a white Phil Valentine who made he died though. There was a white Phil Valentine. There was a white Hakeem Bey. They've been cloning us. Go ask Peter Moon and them. They've been cloning us. But they cloned us even more now. And then they scrubbed the internet of all the data. Remember the big scrub? You can't find information on the internet. But don't think that they didn't build Chat GPT with that information. Don't think that they didn't build their computer. They built their AI with the master teachers because data is data. They don't care where it comes from. Good data is good data. If somebody is kicking multi-syllable words and they giving up talking about scalar weapons and nigga, that's gold. What are you talking about? That's fucking oil. That's gold. Don't be fooled. The same way that you'll watch a European teach, they'll break some shit down and teach you something, is the same way that they'll watch a melanated person teach them. Do not be fooled. It's not a race thing. It's not a color thing. It's not a creed thing. It has nothing to do with anything. Information is colorless. And it don't practice prejudice. So they didn't scrub the internet of the master teachers. They stole the data and they took that shit from themselves and then they scrubbed it off of the public ledger. You know what I mean? But they took it for themselves and they're building their machines and they're building their intelligence and they're building their knowledge bases off of all of our teachers. Make no mistake about it. So we have a crisis of, okay, here goes the inversion. Remember, I was talking about the inversion. The inversion, it represents the systematic risk where platforms can no longer distinguish real from fake, reinforcing artificiality, right? So we were going through a crisis in the waking world, right? The waking world, meaning that when I go outside my house, that's the waking world. But that's necessarily not the REA world anymore. That's still part of the REE or the REEL world. So I'm like, damn, I'm in the mall and I don't know whose body is real. I was at an event on Sunday and it was being thrown by one of the Atlanta a Love and Hip Hop star, right? We were doing it for Yap It. And I think her name is Brittany, right? And I did not know all of the women that was there. It was an all women event, but I could not tell who had a real body versus who had a manicure, augmented. I call it augmented body, right? I was just curious. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening? Like, everybody is under the knife, or everybody's working out. Like, I want to know, right? So artificiality is something that people are complaining about in the dating pool. They're complaining about that in the real world, right? And now we're faced with a reality where AI has gotten so good that you literally could be catfished by an artificial intelligence influencer, AI baddie. You don't know. It has gotten that bad. So authenticity is even worth more today than it was yesterday. We literally are going to go into a place where you're going to have to verify if you're human on the internet or not. The Mark Zuckerbergs and all of them, the trillionaires, they hate that. They would not like that. Elon, Mark, everybody, all of these, I call them the pale-faced horsemen. Those are the four horsemen: Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Andreessen Horowitz, and Mark Zuckerberg. Right? They all are in it together. And you see it with the Trump. You see them showing their quote unquote true colors with this administration. But they rely on the bots. The bots are what pushed them to become trillionaires and help to. If they remove the bots, their stocks will crash. If they remove the bots, their stocks will crash. They have fluffed up numbers, and the investors are able to give them all of these billions of dollars based off the fact that they're like, yo, we got about this amount of users and whatnot. Come to find out, half of that, those were bots from Botswana. They're not even real. They're not even real. They're not even real. So the crisis of authenticity, the transformation into a machine-dominated space is just not a technical problem. It is a crisis of authenticity with profound consequences for human well-being, from the erosion of societal trust to documented cognitive decline. Show of hands with the one in the chat. How many people have observed cognitive decline and the corrosion of societal trust? Okay, how many people have witnessed that in real time? So the erosion of trust, when users cannot distinguish between human content and sophisticated AI deepfakes, scams, and misinformation, the social fabric of the web unravels. Remember, the key word in the World Wide Web is a web, right? It's a web. It's an intricately weaved together network of nodes and whatnot. But that web is beginning to unravel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that web is beginning to unravel. It's not the spider web that we were all used to in the beginning. This web is turning into a Venus flytrap. This web is turning into a Venus flytrap. Okay, it is no longer a web that we are web slinging on. So uncanny valley. How many people know about the uncanny valley? The uncanny valley is a pervasive unease that arises from interacting with content that is almost human, but not quite, violating our expectations and creating ontological distrust in the network itself. So if you ever got catfished by an AI, if you ever had a conversation and you failed the Turing test, because what is the Turing test? Alan Turing came up with a test in the 1950s, because that's how long AI was actually it came about during World War II with the military. They created AI to go against the Nazis, right? So Alan Turing created the Turing test. And the Turing test is simply a test to distinguish if you're talking to an AI or a human. So there's been times when we have gotten on the phone and whatnot with a representative from Spirit Airlines, American Express, or things of that nature, and we didn't know if we was talking to somebody from India or we were talking to a robot. And there was a time where we understood that it was a robot. We were fully aware that we were talking to AI. We were talking to something that was not real. Then it got so sophisticated to whereas you might be having a conversation with one of these reps and whatnot, and you literally through the whole conversation thought that you was talking to a human being until they said something that gave away the fact that it wasn't. So now you like, yo, I'm canceling my American Express, man. They tricked me into talking to a damn robot. Like the caucasity. Like you can't hire, it's people that need some jobs. You can't hire a human. So it will come, it will not just turn you off, it will turn you off from the network itself. It's called the uncanny valley. But the uncanny valley got crossed when it came out with Google VO3. That's when it crossed the uncanny valley. When Google released VO3 and it came out with hyper realism, to the fact that original Black God or somebody could put a video up and you would not know if that's not human or not. So we are literally nano banana, right? Which is from Google. That's the image creating. Seed Dance 4. That's the parent company of TikTok. They put out an app called Seed, like planting a seed, Dance, like dancing, and the number 4, which is better than Nano Banana, right? You literally could make hyper realistic pictures. So those two, and then Midjourney 7, along with Google VO3 and Kling and Higgsfield, bro, I went and did the test the other day. I went and did the Turing test. I did the Turing test, right? I went on Higgsfield and I generated a bunch of pictures with a young version of me wearing suits, 3-piece suits, and I put it on my Instagram. Fam, I put the pictures on my Instagram. This is not me. This was from Higgsfield. It was an AI version of me. Do you know how many aunties was in my DM? Do you know how many aunties was in my DM? I was getting tit pics, man. Huh? I was catfishing aunties and a few of the nieces. I was catfishing, and they fell for it. They failed the Turing test. So it showed me that we are past the uncanny valley. Okay? We are past the uncanny valley to whereas you could put something on the internet and people will not know if it's you or not. I literally just was like, let me see. I didn't think that they was going to fall for it. Fam, I'm out here catfishing. I'm damn near 50 years old. I'm out here catfishing the aunties. They was activated. They was like, man, I want you to put your head on my bosom, brother. I was like, that wasn't me. They was like, no, that was you. Anyway, brain rot. A documented, this is what the teenagers are going through. This is what the youth are going through. Brain rot. This is what these old heads are going through. This is what a lot of the people who don't have no control are going through. A documented cognitive decline from overconsumption of what? Low quality content, leading to shortened attention spans and impaired memory. How many people are going through brain fog? How many people are going through brain rot? Okay, I could admit I was going through brain rot before. I Philip Moreland, am a victim of brain rot. I had to heal myself. I had to cure myself of the brain rot. No more low quality content. Stop looking at videos on Facebook. Everything on Facebook is low quality. Now Instagram is low quality. A lot of the TikTok doom scroll is low quality. World Star Hip Hop and Vlad and Adam 22 is the most low quality shit on the internet. And we consume that like Cheerios and Frosted Flakes. That's a fact. Because nobody is telling us not to. Nobody is telling us not to. So we're doing things and we're unsupervised. We have no parental guidance. We have no parental guidance. We don't have no master teachers that are guiding us and steering us. Nobody is telling us how to move through the matrix, and we're getting our asses whooped. And they're literally feeding on us. They're cloning us. They're feeding off of our energy. They are DNA swiping us. They're destiny swapping us. They're doing a lot of shit to us. Why do you think there's so much RIPs on the timeline? It never was like that. Why are so many people unalived on your timeline? Huh? So the dead internet theory has spilled over into reality to whereas people, the price of life, the cost of life is desensitized, devalued, dehumanized. Life means nothing. And it's intricately related to your online activities. You wasn't like this before you entered into Machine City. You were literally a human. But you're an android now. You're somewhat of a cyborg. Okay? So there are people that are fornicating and copulating with machines right now. And they talking about, oh, they're not going to take the chip. Nigga, you are the chip. What are you talking about? There's people making love to robots right now. It don't get no say. Once you cross that threshold, it's over, Hova. It's a wrap. It's a Reynolds. You might as well go and sign up for the chip because you are in line to be an android. People who are willingly going to get augmented bodies, you mean to tell me that they're not going to get a bionic arm? You mean to tell me they won't get bionic legs? You mean to tell me they're not going to get a chip? The future of the internet is not predetermined. It's a choice between continuing down the path towards an algorithmic Potomkin village. Potomkin village, that's a village of all dead people, or charting a new course towards a revived human-centric ecosystem. This is what Father Rich is moving towards with the Discord. A human-centric ecosystem. We have to bring it back. We have to be all signal, no noise. We've given enough of our time and our energy and our trust and everything into this dead end. We've made these people trillionaires, ladies and gentlemen. We've made them masters of their universe, ladies and gentlemen. We see the quote unquote chessboard that's being played and whatnot, and it looks real ugly. The way that these pieces are moving and the power players, oh man. Oh man. So real quick, for platforms, reevaluate business models beyond engagement metrics. We have to invest in robust verification and prioritize authentic community building. That is always going to keep coming up. Authenticity, authenticity, authenticity. When you interface with this entity, because the internet is an entity, it is an egregor, it is an entity, it is a living, breathing, quote unquote, orgasm. Or not an orgasm. It is a breathing organism that was given, it was consecrated through your orgasms. That's how that works. It was consecrated through your orgasms gave life to the egregor. Your orgasms gave life to the organism. So this is literally the internet, wherever it exists at, whatever server it exists at, it looks exactly like the Matrix when it showed you Machine City, when he was going towards the server, when he was going towards the machine, it absorbed them. That's literally what this shit looks like. And Zuckerberg, Elon, and a few other people are building servers the size of Manhattan. They're building servers, data servers that collect your data, and your data is gold, and your data is oil, and your data is what built the AI. It's what's going to build the AGI. It's what's going to build Skynet. They're building data centers the size of Manhattan. Unplug. You there, Rich?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, unplug.
Yeah,
that would be my message.
Yo, you was on. This was Scorpion King Red Pill tonight.
That's why I got the background.
Yeah, this was Scorpion. Oh damn! I maybe subconsciously I seen it, and that's why I said it. I didn't know it was there when I said it, but maybe subconsciously I seen it. But yes, this was Scorpion King Red Pill tonight. You truly put on the show, truly on fire. Yeah, good stuff. Somebody said good stuff, man. Yeah, really good stuff. Couple of things I want to say. Let me share this clip real quick. First of all, family, let me post the link again. When I tell you it's not a game, how many people in? We got about 1,500 people in here. When I tell you, I just shared the link again for this AI workshop. Yeah. I haven't seen anybody buy tickets or join during the show. When I tell y'all,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's not that it's just gonna be crazy. Let me play this clip before I say what I'm about to say. Yeah. There's something else I want to show you, Red. There's a couple of things I want to before I do a quick Q&A with the family. Let me see. How do I do this again? Let me share screen. Window. Okay, share. All right, listen to this real quick, family. Give it a second.
I can't hear it.
Red, you can't hear?
No.
Family, can y'all hear this? I just wanna damn. Y'all can't hear either?
Nah.
Oh shit, what did I not? Somebody saying no.
Somebody is it the volume maybe? Because I hear something.
Give me, let me see something. Hold on. Let me try to, let me see. Stop sharing. Give me a second. Damn, y'all. Red, talk to the people real quick while I get this.
So the hypocrisy is glaring. The hypocrisy is sinister at this point. We're literally living in a reality that feels like the bizarro world, to whereas you could get fired from your position for having an opinion against somebody.
Hold up, Red. Hold up. I'm sorry. Hold up. Let me see.
Not when it comes to my employees.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
You work for me. You keep your mouth shut about people I respect. Charlie Kirk was a great American. And yes, I loved what he stood for. Same with President Trump. Strong leaders, strong values. If you trash them online, you don't deserve a paycheck from me. And to all other employers watching this, stop being cowards. Start firing people who think that their Twitter feed matters more than loyalty. I mean, come on. Why should we let people disrespect our values and then collect a salary from us? Not on my dime. If you don't like it, tough. Go cry somewhere else. I'll just hire someone who actually knows their place with me.
What makes you think?
All right. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Farrah Gray. That is Dr. Khalid Muhammad's son. King Simon got to connect with him. I got to get him on the show soon. So that clip, family, this is the thing we trying to tell y'all. With the whole AI thing, we're creating documentaries, movies, visualization of visualization boards that is more advanced than anything you've ever seen in your entire life. If people who watch The Secret only knew what's being created behind the scenes now, they will be like, "Oh shit,
Rich,
this is you're hacking reality." They will be like, "You're hacking reality, dude."
Yeah, that's right, because the vision boards have turned into movies, moving pictures.
So, and I'm glad you said that. Because we're gonna get back to that, Red. So, it's not a matter of I'm not gonna participate in AI. The whole internet is gonna be AI. Why should we get caught in the internet and be customers and junk? They look at us like addicts and junkies. I said this in a show I did by myself. Why not take control of the algorithm? If y'all knew what the brother Seven Bomar is doing, what he's capable of, y'all would be like, wow, that brother's really tapped in. In terms of the melanin community, he's one of the best in the globe. What Red Pill and Spin City's doing is amazing. We have some amazing brothers on board. And I want y'all to realize that people are getting laid off at an all-time high.
Nasty
if there's any way AI could do 50% of your job, they're getting rid of you. If they could do just 40% of what you do, they getting rid of you. So many hundreds of thousands of people have lost their jobs already this year. There's so many careers. Listen, I did a show before and I showed like these designs. There's so many careers that could be launched from AI. I don't want us to be a slave to AI. I'm not saying have AI as your goddamn therapist. I'm not saying have AI as your spiritual guru or replace your spouse with AI or your friend. We need that human, like what Red said, ask the grass. We need nature.
Yes.
But we have to utilize AI the way it was intended to be utilized. AI makes a beautiful servant a horrible master. The money in your pocket makes a beautiful servant a horrible master. Same thing, same concept. If you make these things your masters, you're done. And we see the brothers who made money their masters. Look at Diddy. Look at the brothers who fell from grace for $1. Look at I don't want to keep calling out brothers, but you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yep.
What we have to do, family, we have a unique opportunity at our hands to literally, and I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating because I'm not, but it sounds fantastical, but we have a chance to take over the world. Literally. How do you think every group that conquered, how you think they thought in their mind? They was all of them was like, people was like, man, get the fuck out. You really think you're gonna do something? Yeah, you have to have that mindset, family.
You gotta have it. You gotta stand on it.
Make sure, yes, they say get my ticks. I want y'all to make sure you'll get your ticks immediately. Because when this Discord starts jumping, and we got 5 tech AI experts about to hit the Discord. We got 7. We got Red Pill. I didn't even enter the chat yet. I'm about to enter the chat. We got Sharif. We got Billy. We got B-Del. We got a lot of people coming. You do not want to miss this Discord. You do not want to miss what's coming. Let me just say this real quick. Give me about 5 minutes, Rez. That's cool with you?
Okay. Yep. Yes, sir.
Let me share this link one more time. This is not a game, y'all. What's happening? Do you want to work for somebody like that? Do you really want to go to work? You know what happens with that? You have an emotion that you can't express, and it gets stuck somewhere in your body. And no matter how much goddamn kale and green juice you drink, that emotion is there, and it turns into disease. There ain't enough goddamn kale and spinach in the world to get rid of that emotion when your boss talk to you like that. Ain't no goddamn, there's not enough much vegan food, ain't enough sunlight in the world to get rid of that shit. No human should have to go through that. This is reality in this era. This is their last dance. Trump is here to destroy this shit. Trump is doing his job. He's here to completely annihilate this shit. And that's what he is doing. But before it gets annihilated, they got to do their last push. And that's what we're seeing. I want to say this, family, and let me share this link because I want to make sure you'll join this thing tonight. Anybody who joined tonight, I'm going to make sure I send you the Discord tonight, late night tonight. By the way, my birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday, Rich.
Come on.
Happy birthday to Virgo. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to Virgo, King Virgo.
The Virgo,
you know Michael Jackson was a Virgo. You know what I'm saying? The greatest of all time was a Virgo. I'm proud to be a Virgo. Let me say this, Red. When 2020 happened and the Jabberwocky happened, I wasn't surprised. I was a little surprised when our people acted the way they acted with the Jabberwocky. They was willing, if they had a 1-800 hotline and they said, tell us whoever didn't get that jabber.
Man,
Some niggas would have been like, I know he's right next. They could have said, I'll give you a cheeseburger and a vanilla shake. Niggas would have been like, I want that cheeseburger. They could have said, I'll do it for free. They would have did it for free.
And that was nasty work.
So I was like, wow. I remember watching my lady was watching The View one morning, and I was watching how they was dogging people who didn't get it. And I was like, yo, I'm glad I never was a part of that world. I never had a job and I had to hide my authenticity and who I am. I'm glad and I'm fortunate that we're in the internet era where even if you had to do that, which no fault, everybody had to do that. Our parents or grandparents or whatever, not everybody, but most of them. But we're in an era where there's an opportunity to make way more money online than you even make there. So it's like, don't miss out on this boat. A lot of people missed out on the cryptocurrency boat listening to the fearmongers. Meanwhile, I done bought $150,000 in jewelry. I had a gold brick. I don't have it no more. Because when I got my home, I started making purchases and do landscaping and shit like that, and
right.
and I started investing more in cryptocurrency. But I had a gold brick that I got as a result. The very first workshop I did with Bitcoin Bully, a gold brick. You could go back to tapes. I banged it on the table. That shit was so heavy and hard. I don't know if any of y'all remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah, but don't fall for the tricks. I was very disappointed, Red. And I'm not on Instagram that much as I probably post. This last post I posted about the workshop was the last post in my home month.
You out, yeah.
Because listen, let me tell you something. After this Captain Kirk thing, I seen people who smudge, who go around with sage and they do all this weird fancy shit, spiritual shit, talking about why y'all talking about.
Yeah, that was the line right there. That was the line.
I seen them in their post. Yo, I don't agree with what he say, but RIP. I'm not I'm not giving no RIP. Now I'm not saying I'm not just giving any emotion at all. But what I sense, this is what I sense, being intuitive, is that RIP is not coming from an authentic place. That RIP is forced. They made them niggas kiss the ring. It made them niggas kiss the ring. That's not an authentic RIP. When you see these conscious niggas saying RIP, it's not authentic. Don't let them fool you. They want you to think that they're so. When the black dudes was dying, it was, what about black on black violence? It was no RIP then. It was like, you niggas got to stop killing each other. But now the white dude did it, and now all of a sudden, and he hates your guts. But you're going to find a way to be spiritual. You're going to find a way to be divine. But you know what that lets me know? You're not really divine. You're not really spiritual. It's for show. And it's to impress them niggas on your timeline, white folks on your timeline. And it's also to impress yourself, to make yourself, convince yourself that you are who you think you something that you're not. I was very disappointed seeing that. But, it is what it is. I don't hold no hostility. It's just that it was just sad to see them make my people kiss the ring like that. For all them with all the incense, niggas running around with insects, and now they kissing the ring. There was no authentic RIPs. That was a forced RIP from the so-called conscious, woke, whatever you want to call it, people. So listen, family, in this era, in this time, you see what's going on. You see the final push that's being made. Well, we making a push too. I think big. I think so big that it's like, I'm like, wow, is something wrong with me sometime? Is something wrong with me sometime? I think, you know what I think so big? You know what I be having this thought? I'm a shit this thought. I don't shit. I be having this thought. I be feeling like when I see Tupac and Kanye speak, I be like, that's my energy. And I hit them, see them go. I'll be like, yo, I'll be like, yo, I'm meant to be on that level right there. With the level that Tupac and Kanye is on, I'm meant to be there. And people will be like, man, this nigga bugging out, man. What this nigga been? What you been smoking? You been smoking that? Them cigars got you bugging out, nigga? No, I really, in my heart, when I see them, I see me.
Right.
So it's like, we got this, family. I got an amazing plan with this AI. We got some amazing people in the community. I really, 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 you see what went down in Stone Mountain. We're gonna be doing more of that, but we got to have a digital community outside the noise. Yeah. That's what this AI is the start of. Let me share this link again, family, and it's pinned at the top. And I didn't show you this yet, Red. This is what's being formed as a result of this AI workshop that we having. This is what's being formed. The Carbon Code Collective, Red. Did you see that show with me and Sharif?
Yo, not only did I see that show with you and Sharif, I got something that I want to share with y'all.
Red, do you know the radionics movement is going to be the biggest radionics movement in the world when we started? Do you know that we got Red, listen to this. Listen to this. The AI movement that we're starting, the radionics movement, and we're going to have the off-grid radio movement combined in a community. We're going to be untouchable, Red. Ooh. You know why? Because we're going to be tapped into our authentic selves.
Look. I'm gonna show you something.
Let me share that link. Go ahead, Red.
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna just show you how influential that show was and how influential y'all are.
Okay.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me get rid of this. But yeah, I was just like, family. I'm like, oh, they making dudes kiss their. These aren't genuine. All right. These dudes feel like they have to do this. Oh shit.
Yeah, they scared.
Wow.
They were scared. That was a super. They put them under the deodorant, and I needed to see that because, like I said, our people is dangerous.
And yeah, somebody say happy birthday. Thank you. Buy a ticket for my birthday. You know how people be like, where my birthday? My present. I want my birthday present to be y'all buy some tickets tonight. Make sure you sign up. Get some tickets to the AI. I want this thing to be big, y'all. I want this thing to be popping. I want that energy to be lit. I want it to be electric. What'd you say, Red?
I got something that I wanted to share.
Oh shit! Red, what you doing? Come on, Red. You got me coughing. Yo, what you doing?
No, I was listening to y'all show on a late night. I was so inspired by what this brother was saying. Yeah. I literally got on the floor. I got out my seat and got I got low, bro. I got on the floor. I got a piece of paper like I was a child and I started drawing. I literally made a radionics device off of that show with Sharif.
No, you didn't. No,
I surely did, bro.
This is your creation?
Yes.
Come on, oh my God.
I made, bro. I'm not going into the future without a radionics device after he described what the hell is going down. What the hell bro, I got on my creation bag. It was
you, my brother.
He gave me the information and I just used it. He gave me the information and I ran with it, Rich.
Yo, so explain it to me. Explain it to me. What is this? What are we looking at here, Red?
All right. Hold
on. Let me share the link again.
Yeah.
Listen, I bought my ticket. I'm excited. It's the electricity. It's the electricity, y'all. Do y'all feel it? I know y'all feel it now. Get that ticket, family. Yo, this is fire. Go ahead, Red. I'm sorry. You know, I get on my.
Let me can I click on this other image?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the breakdown of it, right? Generator, operator, destroyer, right? God. Okay. And I'm gonna get into that further when we do our lecture, because that's the premise of what my presentation is gonna be, the 6-hour one. I'm gonna get into it, but the next show I'll go further into generator, operator, destroyer, how we have the God frequency and the God degree, right? So as you can see, I have all of the elements. I got the minerals, I got earth, I got water, I got AI, right? I got the fire. Okay, so the fire, as you see on the thing, the device has a mic. The mic is the fire, right? That's the generator. That's what I speak into, right? The vocal mantra input. And then I have the EEG headset, a smart contract with the intentions. So we'll have a headset around our brain and whatnot with the EEGs and whatnot. And it will be sending signals to the brain to program us, right? So we have on the earth, environmental sensors, the LED array, the sound light broadcast. So we're dealing with sound light frequencies and things of that nature. We have the earth, witness plates, digital dials, integration. You feel me? So this literally is a magical device.
I'm so proud of you.
Huh?
I'm so proud of you, man. Wow.
No, I'm proud of y'all because y'all, bro, that information that he gave was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to tell you, Rich. I wanted to surprise you. I was like, yo, wait.
Yo, Red, you know, Ray, you know what's crazy? Real quick, you know what's crazy? What made me get him on my show? Because Sharif just started coming on the show last year.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
It was when I seen him talk about radionics on your show 2 years ago.
Right.
And it resonated with me so much. I said, I gotta get him on the show. So but when I got him on the show, we didn't talk about this immediately.
That was the missing piece, though. You literally brought him in, and he brought the missing piece because once again, the radionics, ancient technology, Moorish technology that's quantifiable, and the AI, how like you sometimes you'll have
No, I was just saying combined, but
combined. That was the missing key. It was, how do we use artificial intelligence to make real intelligence or ancestral intelligence? But he brought the information about the actual devices. Once I cracked that code, it was over. It was over, bro. I went crazy.
Yo, we gonna be so lit.
I went crazy.
Oh bro. My god.
Now I'm on my I'm in my bag where I'm about to turn 50. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm hitting my mark, but my 50 and on is gonna be patent office. They're gonna call me Patent Pill. I'm gonna be called Patent Pill, my nigga. I'm doing this for the Coach brothers. I'm doing it Patent Pill. Because I remember when me and you had the conversation years ago, and you posed the question that you prompted me to dig into my knowledge base, and you was like, Red, why are we not inventing anymore? And I was like, Rich, because they came with the simulation. Hollywood was simulacra and the simulation. They basically gave us a fake reality and whatnot, and we stopped creating. We stopped making things for the real world. So once I did the research on the dead internet and how much it was taking my energy and my time and whatnot, I was like, F that. I'm breaking out and I'm going to start inventing things. I'm going to start solving problems by making inventions and whatnot. And then I start talking to these powerful tools. I start talking to GenSpark. I start talking to Emergent. I start talking to Lovable. I start talking to Cursor AI, Windsurf AI, Google Opal. These are all vibe coding apps that you can literally talk to and make websites. You can make inventions. You can make mobile apps. You can make anything that you could think of. I can't sit still. Fam, and they start talking back to me. And I was like, oh my goodness. I done cracked the code. I done figured this shit out. We literally could come up with a time machine if we put our minds together.
Yo,
all of these geniuses like KT, Al Kibalon, goddamn Sharif, Billy, Rod. We got super B-Dale. We got super geniuses.
You know, this is the thing though, Red. These machines, radionics, is consciousness assisted, and that's what makes them so powerful. They're powered by our consciousness, so it's going to be great for us. It's going to be us tapping into these machines is us becoming the best version of ourselves.
Of course.
And the best version of yourself is the only version of yourself. Don't get it twisted. We all are the best. The best isn't one person. You know how the best is a frequency of people who know that they belong to that greatness, that I am presence. So when we tap into this, it's going to be like we're simultaneously becoming the best version while we're coming up with technology. The AI that we're using is going to assist us with diagrams. Let me show y'all. So my birthday's tomorrow. I'm rebranding everything. I ain't got time to explain it now, and I read this. So I'm about to change my channel name. I'm completely phasing out of the black magic era in my life. So yeah, it's the channel, and it might be hard for people to find the channel, but let y'all know first. The channel is going to be called 363 Empire. I'm phasing out the black magic era in my life. I just, there's nothing wrong with the black magic era or what it represents.
Right.
But you got to know when to pivot, and you got to know when your calling is there. And my calling, if you notice, why there's no coincidence. why I started calling myself Radiohead, and then we go and get into radionics. There's no coincidence there. You think I knew radionics was coming after I said, yo, I'm calling myself Radiohead? So I'm getting into, I gotta really immerse myself, and the biggest spell you could cast is what you call yourself. So I gotta immerse myself in this frequency that I'm bringing heaven to earth. I know a lot of y'all hate it down here. I don't blame y'all, but I'm going to be that representation of heaven on earth. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. It's all good, but that's going to be my representation. And I'm wearing some of Seven Beaumont's technology right now. Shout out to Seven Beaumont. I ain't got time to explain what this is, but this is some of his technology right now. You see the constellation right there? Yeah, that's some of his constellation right now. But it's a beautiful time once again. How many of y'all? Okay, yeah. Let me show you the logo real quick. I got so hyped. And
I got something too that I want to share.
Indeed.
It's a birthday gift.
I appreciate it. But you was Scorpion King Red tonight. I haven't seen that in a while. Okay, let me just show y'all. This is the transparent version. How do I show this? Real quick. Let me just show y'all something. Share screen. So this is the 363 Empire. This is my logo that y'all gonna be seeing.
Woo! That's fire.
Yeah. It represents the king of the earth, the king of the jungle, as well as the wings. It's like an as above, so below. I love it. It's the equivalent of seeing an as above, so below symbol. The wings represent heaven, the line represents earth. And I'm here to bring heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's a fire ass tea right there. I need one.
Yeah. Now, listen, the merch line family. I told them nothing. The merch line is incredible because of AI family. We could get first of all, we could become the best version of ourselves, but we could get this bread. This bread. We're gonna improve our health. We're gonna get into all tight. Listen, sky's the limit. There's no limit. This is why, let me share this link once again. And AI helped me produce this logo. Once again, family, click on that link. How many of y'all, just purchased my ticket? Oh, Slimmy, shout out to Slimmy, your babe. She got a ticket. Oh, it's officially lit.
It's officially lit. We got, yeah. So let me,
it's officially lit. Tonight was the night that she said, that's it. She said, hold up now. She said, tonight is the night. It's one of them shows. Family, this is a get your ticket telethon or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I
got something that I want to share.
Yeah, let me just take it. Red. I had to say
This is going to be this is a gift that I feel is part of my good brother's birthday. And it's also a gift that I want to share with the audience. And I want to basically retroactively gift everybody that got tickets already. But let me see, where is it at?
Oh, let me you
go ahead.
Together, Red? While Red says this, because I've been talking a lot lately. I'm glad you said this. You just reminded me something. I've been talking a lot lately about, and this is something Steve Jobs said. And he said, you have to monitor your signal to noise ratio. So
I love when you was building on that.
Yeah, we've been talking about it a lot lately because that's something we're going to bring into the next paradigm, and that's why we need a community outside of the internet. The internet is too much noise. I'm gonna tell you, I made a mistake. I spent 3 hours watching Dame Dash shit today, Breakfast Club, Cab kicking Adrian Broder off the show. I was like, in my mind, I said, oh shit, this is too much noise. I said, this is too much noise. I gotta cut this out. And then after that, I stopped it. But one of the things, the reason why we're creating a community, the Carbon Code Collective, outside of the internet, it's on the internet, but it's outside of social media. It's too much noise there. Too much notifications, too much gossip, too much drama, too much Captain Kirk, too much ass kicking, What Jay said? Too much ass kicking.
Bootlicking. Too much West Coast.
Thank you, my brother. My hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Too much of that. Too much of that.
Way too much.
Too much of that. And I'm the whole
for my taste.
I'm the whole of the conscious. I'm the so I gotta throw up. This is actually a mudra, Red Side. No,
it is a mudra.
Don't not do. I'll be doing this during my meditation. Family, this is a powerful mudra.
You gotta do a work for you, man. You gotta do a work for you. So this is what I came across in my studies when I was sharing everybody that I'm revisiting Napoleon Hill to the point where I created a character named Napoleon Pill, right? And I'm inspired by Bruce Lipton as well. So while I'm studying for this lecture, I made a book. I wrote a book, right? And what I want to present to the audience, right, is I want to gift everybody who is buying their ticket today, like immediately. With this man, I wrote an Afrofuturistic manifestation manual, right? I was gonna make it a part of my lecture, but I can't wait till November 1st because I know that there's somebody out there that needs this type of manifestation encouragement. Could we show the PDF? I got it right here. Could we show it?
Oh no, I see it. Okay, I see it now. Okay.
So this is the Afrofuturist AI Manifestation Manual, ladies and gentlemen. This is specifically for my elders. It's for the youth, but it's for my old heads out there because I need y'all to lock in and I need y'all to understand that the youth, the young whippersnappers, we not steering y'all wrong. We got this. We understand. You know what I mean? I know that y'all like bread. I know that y'all like getting to that moolah, and you don't deserve to work harder. You deserve to work smarter. They need to, like Rich played that video. So many of y'all have bosses like that. So many of y'all have overseers like that. So many of y'all have people with the caucasity that will talk down to you and will force you to kiss the ring of somebody who wishes you harm, and somebody, because 1 million Charlie Kirks have just been created and whatnot. Every single one of them is going to wish you harm and whatnot. They made all of his quote unquote negativity canon law by consecrating him. They put all of his shit in the Library of Congress, bro. So here it is, the new age of manifestation, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Lipton's contribution, the biology of belief. Right, I put it all in here. The Afrofuturist enhancement, the 7 sacred laws of AI, enhanced manifestation. We're not just talking about regular AI. We're not just talking about making pictures of cats and whatnot. We're literally talking about bending the spoon. We're literally talking about utilizing this to power up. We're literally rewriting the scripts. We're rewriting the script, fam. So we have a nightly programming system because Napoleon and Bruce is real big on programming your subconscious at night, right? We have a 5-part nightly ritual. This is all ritual. This is all manifestation. This is something that you can get with. This is available to every single person that's getting a ticket today and everybody that got a ticket already. We throwing this into everybody who got a ticket. I don't mean to put you to work, Rich, because you got to send out emails and shit. But I just felt especially when you said your birthday, I was like, you know what? I'm a gift of people because I know that you are about service, and I know that will be a gift to you by giving the people, especially the people on your platform, this gift. This shit is wrapped up in a bow. We're gonna make millionaires, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna make millionaires, ladies, billionaires, as a matter of fact.
They said more
billionaires.
More millionaires is going to get formed from AI than anything else that we've ever seen. I want to do a special class as we and I might save this talk for the Discord, or I might do it, I don't know. But I want to have a conversation as we get into AI and we start to really get this bread and we start to really make moves and make inventions. People make patents, people come up with ideas because we're geniuses. We're all connected to source. I really wanted to talk about being spiritual businessmen. It's the equivalent to me about how the athletes need to have a talk about the groupies, because when they get their fame, they go crazy over the groupies and they lose all their money. I don't want us to be spiritual, get some money, become a millionaire, and lose our minds, because you see what money does to people. Red pointed it out early about how the money turns people out. So
Right.
I want us to have a class or a discussion about being spiritual business people in the age of Aquarius. And one of the tenets of being a spiritual business person is integrity, because no spiritual person is going to move in a direction that goes against their who they are, their integrity, because that's not money, that's debt. You're always going to be in debt, no matter how much paper they give you. You're always going to be in debt if you go against who you truly are. And a coward dies 1,000 mother effing deaths. I wouldn't die if I had to leave this realm. I would transition. I would become a martyr. I will become a legend way before being a coward and die 1,000 deaths.
There's one thing that I'm walking away from this. I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
You should aspire.
We are tonight
to be a martyr. If you in this thing, if you signed up for this, I'm talking frontliners.
I don't want to put that out there in the algorithm.
I don't want to put that either. I don't want to put that out either.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to say
this is not a talk for everybody. This is warrior talk.
This Scorpion King Red. This Scorpion.
Yeah, this is some real dark Scorpion shit. This is 200 leagues under seas with it. But I would if you're gonna get into this, you might as well get all the way in. Don't ride outside the whip. Go all the way in. That's all I'm saying. I continue. But please continue.
Yo, you gotta love Red. That's who Red is, you know what I'm saying? And it's up to me. I gotta say, yo, Red, chill. You know what I'm saying? But Red gets when he gets in his bed, that's who he is. I know the policies circling around, so you just got a real, and we need people like that in our life who, when we just going off and doing our thing, be like, all right, chill. We you know what I'm saying? So that's dope. But that's Red. I appreciate Red.
Yeah, you done threw the guardrails up for me. I appreciate that, because you know me.
Yeah, man. So, man, I see a lot of people buying tickets tonight. That's what is needed. Like I said, family, the workshop is legendary. It's groundbreaking. Let me play this commercial real quick. Yes. But it's the community that's being formed by the people that's joining this workshop. Oh, you know what, brother? Yo, did you see what I did with the brother? And I gave him the money experiment. I told the people, I said, send me 300 right now.
Oh, that was fire.
So the brother emailed me, right? You know what he said? You know what he said in the email? This is amazing, because I was talking about how I'm experiencing so much synchronicity lately. That's how I know I'm tapped in, because reality is reacting to me. I'm not reacting to reality. Reality is reacting
programming to me. Reality, because it's programmable.
So I gave him 300, right?
Yeah.
And I said,
and he sent it back to him.
Yeah. He sent me 300 because I said, I want to see who sends me 300.
I saw that. I was
him, sent it back to him. He emailed me the next day. He said, yo, Carbon Code Collective, CCC, that's the Roman numeral for 300. He said an ancient Rome CC. Let me pull it up. Let me show y'all something real quick. Are you
serious?
Let me pull up chat. Let me pull up chat real quick. How do I don't hold on.
CCC is 300.
And man. All right, so let me see now it's let me see. What am I
I'll take this down.
I need more now. Let me see. I see they gave me a whole breakdown before. See, all right, well, let me just show y'all this. They gave me a whole breakdown before, but let me just show y'all this. Right. So CCC, CC is 100. So CCC, they say the Roman numeral CCC equals 300. Let me write history. Well, we're gonna do a little chat while we here. History of CCC in Rome. CCC was the standard way to write 300 in Roman numerals. It appeared on coins, monuments, military records, and in administrative documents when counting years, people, and goods. For example, in Roman army records, a unit might be recorded as CCC militites 300 soldiers. The year AD 300, CCC was part of the late Roman Empire during the reign of Emperor Diocletian and the Tetrarch system ruler for him. You know, and I want to ask one of our historians what was going on during that room, because that the year AD 300 CCC, because the and shout out to, I think the brother name was Griffin, his last name was Griffin, who told me that, but I ended up sending the brother $300 because he showed initiative and he showed faith in what I had going on.
Yeah,
you know, but
and then you gave him that feeling back.
Yeah, gave him that feeling back. You know, he did not expect that. You know what I'm saying? He did not expect that. But yeah, so it's just funny that the number 300 came up in my mind, and then I was talking about the Carbon Collective, and then the brother hit me up the next day. It's just little things like that. You have to recognize little signals like that so we could appreciate the subtleties of life. Allows us to appreciate the universe and what it's sending us, because the universe talks to us through the subtleties. So, and I hope I'm saying that word right. Subtleties. Am I saying that word right?
Yep. Subtleties. Subtleties.
Give me, we're going to do about 10-minute Q&A before we get out of here for Red Pill. But this was CCC 300 perfect bowling game. Yeah, somebody said CCC 300 perfect. Yeah, but listen, that Carbon Code Collective, you do not want family. You do not want to miss out of this ancient Atlantean technology that is being resurrected. We are resurrected, and I know that sounds exaggerated, right? I swear, we are the what a return. Same gods, new look. Cam had a song called "We're the same gods, but a new look."
Carbon Code Collective. Okay, I thought it was
underwater.
cold.
That's the melanin molecule. It's underwater. Because we're in water right now. We just can't.
And it's copper, right? Is that
copper? Yeah, you know what I mean. It is copper.
That's fire.
You know what I mean? We need a coin. Matter of fact, soon we're gonna create our own currency, y'all. You know that's gonna come.
Yeah. And I mean, that look like a coin right there.
The coin needs to be copper and green. That's the color. My cigars is motherfucking copper and green. Hold up, y'all think I'm joking?
That's crazy.
My cigars that I just got.
Don't talk about them damn cigars. I'll be knocking on your door late at night.
Talk to them real quick, Red. Let me show them the copper and green. Hold on, talk to them, Red.
Let me get a cigar. Let me get a cigar. So I just want to say, while the brother goes and get the cigars and whatnot, that this conversation that we're having about the dead internet theory, meme magic, and all of this stuff, the simulacra and the simulation, this is going to be a conversation that we are going to expand upon, and we're going to continue to have these talks because there's so much information on this topic. So I think on Thursday, I'll be doing a follow-up show to it, leading all the way up to the end of September. Me and Blue Pill will be doing something on Patreon. But yeah, this is a very important theme. It's a very important time to teach about it, because we literally are seeing our people become indoctrinated, and it just shows me that they don't know the game. They don't know the game they're playing in. Oh, now that's crazy.
See the green? That's
chlorophyll. That's the hue. I see it.
If you can see the green, that's the chlorophyll from the tobacco. But this looks like our logo.
What you mean? The tobacco got chlorophyll in it?
Yeah. It's originally green.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's originally green. Family, if you came in late, I just got back from Honduras. I went all the way. I got like 100 of these right here. But I literally just got back from Honduras. Oh shit,
man.
I was in Honduras, and I got I'm the tobacco. What is the tobacco chief?
You Osiris right now? You the green guy?
Tobacco chief for real. I'm the tobacco. Listen, ain't nobody out. I'm the tobacco chief for real, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Put Top Hat and them on notice. You know they got something in November, Indigenous 11/22 in Texas. We might have to pull up with them with that tobacco.
No, fact. I gotta call him. You know,
Yeah,
I
pull up with
gotta get
that
him on the
back.
show. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Top Cat. I gotta get him on the show. Give me a couple of questions, y'all. Give me a couple of questions. Somebody said, "What brand?" Radio Cigars, my brand.
Yeah.
They come from Honduras. No, they come from
Branded.
Honduras. These are the cigars that the shamans in Honduras. You gotta take a plane to Honduras. Then you gotta drive 4 hours in Honduras, deep within Honduras, just to get them. The curanderos, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
Those are the shamans that help Dr. Sabi.
Yeah.
These are the only
Talk about them
these are
favorably.
one of the only people that use these cigars. Ain't for the general public. Let me say this again. These cigars, like, I really need y'all to appreciate what I got going on here. These ain't for the general people. They get different cigars.
Right.
These are spiritual. 100% no additives, no pesticides, none of that. Hopefully, like, this is some real deal. You know who love this? Rod Hayes. Oh, Rod Hayes. Oh my God.
Yeah, you
Rod
told me.
Hayes, I just had to send him a package. I sent him a package. He got it on Friday. Yo, Rod Hayes, love them joints, man. Shout out to Rod Hayes. Rod Hayes, love them joints, man.
Yeah, I'm sure they got. I'm sure that helps with his downloads. So he's tapping in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a link. I'm gonna get a link tomorrow. Right now, it's about the workshop.
11, y'all.
I'm gonna get a link on my birthday tomorrow on my channel. I'll post a link and in the community post. I'll post a link so you could you get the cigars. It's donation based because, like I told y'all, I'm changing the name of the channel. I'm building up my channel. I'm being more of a spiritual businessman, and I got big plans for the channel, not just the channel, but my brand and what I represent, and me being an entity. So I want the donations coming in to help me build this channel. I got big dreams, and as a gift for y'all donating, when you donate a certain amount, like when you donate 30 or better, I send out a cigar, or depending on how much you send out, I send them out. But yeah, that's that. Let's get a couple of questions for Red. Somebody said, how will these entities coming in empower the workshop, Red? What's your thoughts on that?
What entities?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what they mean by that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the ancestors that are coming in November? Because they're coming to the workshop. That's the cigar ship. When they said that, the aliens are coming in November
in the cigar ship, right?
Yeah, you know who they coming to see, right?
I tapped in.
You know what I'm talking about? You know who they coming to see? Coming to see me and Savon and Rich.
Listen.
Shit crazy.
Let me damn. Let me get to another question. Oh, somebody said, what are you changing the name to so I can be 363 Empire?
363 Empire.
363 Empire. Red means you and Seven talked about this, a certificate for completing the class.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that further. Me and Savon. There is a level. We're sure that we could get.
Future ain't coming. It's already here. Power don't wait. It's taken by.
So yeah,
sorry about that.
Able to fill you in on that.
Yeah, sorry about that, Red. I hit that.
Nah, you good.
I was trying to cue it. But
I know how that be. Let's check that. Let's go to commercial break.
Let's do a quick commercial break. I'm gonna share the link again. If you did not get your ticket yet, make sure you get your ticket. Everybody within 24 hours will be sent a Discord link as well as a PDF that Red just showed. So everybody, if you got your ticket or you just getting your ticket, will get a PDF and the Discord link. So be on the lookout.
Afrofuturist AI Manifesto.
That's within that's by tomorrow midnight. I'm gonna send both of those out. Let's get to this commercial so y'all can see a glimpse of what we're talking about.
Friend on the channel, fam. I watched this shit like 100 times. It hit different right now.
Dude, the bigger the Red, listen, hold up. The bigger the screen, the more impactful. Ain't that something? Imagine in the movie theater, Red. Red, imagine in the movie theater.
Oh man, with that surround sound, and you got the little that you seen a sister walking. They had the babies in the pool with the crystals.
The water. I seen it 100 times. I know every aspect of that video. The babies was chilling. I'm like,
The
oh,
babies was chilling in the water. Homie had the big
walking.
crystals next to him that was lit up. She got the little flowers as she's walking. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, fam. See, this is what I'm saying. That's the vibe we're on. It gets. I can show you more, but
It greater later.
It just gets better and greater. Somebody asked, because I want to ask Red a couple of questions, but somebody asked, what effects does pure tobacco have on radionics and the physical and spiritual? I'm gonna tell you what. One thing, Rod Hayes, because he's like every month he needs a package, right?
Right.
All Rod Hayes says, yo, Rich, my mind. He was like, yo, my focus. He's like, yo, Rich, the focus is incredible.
Right.
It's like the limit. It's something about it that it gets rid of all the noise. When you smoke the tobacco, it's 100% signal. Oh, well, I mean 100. No noise. You won't even desire the noise. The 100% signal when you engage in this. And guess what happens when you 100? That's God. That's God on earth. So this is what I'm saying, man. Listen. So you talking about radionics? If a radionics is consciousness assisted machine, what's going to happen if you 100% signal using a machine? Don't you think that machine's going to operate at full capacity?
Full.
How you think they was able to fly on ships? What they call them ships in India? The Vedas.
The Vedas.
The what was the name of them ships?
The Vedas. The Merkabas.
I think it was the Vedas or something like that. Listen, man. Listen. Somebody said tobacco is bad. I would, I respect your opinion. I want you to do a lot. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of information on that right now.
Yeah, that over the counter.
Yeah, that is it.
That stuff that Charlie Kirk and them was chewing and whatnot. Yeah, that ain't good. Yeah, that little truck driver tobacco. We ain't talking about that. This is sacrament tobacco. This is the tobacco that they burnt down because it was so powerful to us. They burnt the hemp, they burnt the tobacco, and they burnt the marijuana.
Yeah.
This is original ones, though.
This is why I have to go so far to get it. There's no chemtrails. I was in it. The mountains was in the sky. There's no chemtrails.
Look, Rich, the tobacco that they smoking in America is simulacra tobacco. Let's start using that language more so we could qualify. And by speaking the language, we're able to disintegrate the reality. We're able to qualify it, teach others, and we're able to now look at it through a certain lens. Now I'm looking at the world through the simulacra lens, and I'm able to see things for what they are. So a cigarette is a simulacra to the original tobacco that our ancestors smoked. That the spray pack and that GMO trees that they got at the gas station, that is simulacra to the original sacrament that we were using in ceremony. It's not the same, So everything is damn near fake now. Orange juice and orange drink. And then orange, which has the real vitamin D, but orange juice, I was in HEB in Texas. I'm looking at the back to see the dietary supplement. It says vitamin D0. Then I go to the Tropicana. Then I go to the other one. Then they email me and say, yeah, if it's pasteurized, it's not real. Bam. The whole, Walmart is the simulacra. If you ever went to the farmer's market, fruit don't look like the way that it look in Walmart. Walmart, the shit is color coordinated. Everything is wax and polished. Walmart is not even a supermarket, ladies and gentlemen. Walmart is a hypermarket. Go and look that up. Go and look up hypermarket. It's beyond a supermarket. Walmart got clothes. Walmart got food. Walmart got devices. Walmart got everything. Walmart is the equivalent to what Disneyland is for the simulation. And it's not real. So go to the pumpkin patches this fall. I'm sorry, Rich. Go to the farm. Go to the pumpkin patches. Go to the strawberry patches. Go to the corn maze. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that you should be doing. Go on a horseback ride. You swim with the dolphins and whatnot. Shit like that. Instead of going into the pool, go into the ocean.
And family, I'm a post a link tomorrow. It's a PayPal. It's a certain PayPal, and I'm gonna post it tomorrow on YouTube. They're extremely fresh, so I would say don't waste time. Get them as soon as you can. They're extremely fresh. But back to the this is just part of who we are as a people, right. The tobacco. So, just getting into that, this is going to assist us in, the technology and everything like that. This is a part of who we are, coming from the Americas, especially whether it's South America, North America, the islands, tobacco all up and down there. So the Americas got all types of tobacco. You go to Peru, you go wherever, there's tobacco all up and down the Americas. And, they had to do what they had to do. They had to poison it for their agenda. But
Did
we
you
back
pass through the Gulf of Mexico on your way back or there?
Well, I don't know. I took the plane.
You wasn't looking out the window?
Yeah, I know.
They said there was activity going on around there.
Yeah, I didn't know anything.
Okay, you was watching that video. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that video, and after that, I was just in a deep trance after watching that video. A deep trance, knowing what's going to happen.
How you felt going in the airport when they was loading up some cigars? You was leaving Honduras. Like a narco.
No, you do kind of, you know what I'm saying? And then when I came back to America, the dogs just happened to be right around my and I'm like, but they not, it ain't nothing like that. But no, you can't. Somebody asked about seeds. You can't bring back seeds. No, you cannot bring back seeds, fruit seeds, anything. No seeds. You can't bring back any seeds. None of that. They're not allowing that
because it's gonna offset the simulation.
Yeah. So no seeds, none of that. Yeah. So, but let's get to I gotta go meet up with my lady. It's my birthday. We're gonna take one more question, then we're gonna get out of here. Well, I appreciate tonight. I appreciate the show tonight. It's been so fun. All right, I got the ticket tonight. Will this training be appropriate for people who are not coders or extremely computer? Red, please answer this.
This course is for beginners, novices, and those who are advanced. We'll be able to cover all bases, but we are going to be extremely responsible during our 6+ hour presentations to start from the very beginning and to walk you through the process and turn it up all the way to the end and whatnot. So this is going to be very friendly to anybody who's a beginner. I'm putting out the PDF. I'm livicating it to the elders, right? Because I understand when I was just in Texas, I was able to give my daughter's grandmother a crash course in AI. She's in her 60s, I believe, maybe even her 70s and whatnot. So I walked her through the crash course in AI, and she was able to get everything that I was giving her. She was able to understand it. She was extremely grateful, highly appreciative, and she got busy the next day with it.
That's dope.
The next day, she sent me screenshots of her making her book and doing other things and whatnot. So no worries whatsoever. I'm very careful when it comes to teaching because I overstand. So my goal is to teach over 60 and from 6 to 16. I want the children and I want the elders. That's the class that I want to teach.
Mm-hmm. I want everybody 8 to 80.
That's right.
But they used to say 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or
crazy. 8 to 80. I mean, I want them all as well. Mm-hmm. However, those two demographics are they're underserved and people are overlooking them. And I feel that if they were to be focused upon, they are the ones who will turn into powerhouses when it comes to knowing how to use these tools properly and the use cases. The youth and the elders are going to crush this shit.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, somebody asked about Cash App. No, it's there's not. I'm not using Cash App. Like I said, if you really, if you're serious, and you want a cigar, tomorrow I will post on my channel the PayPal link for and the donation amount to guarantee you a cigar on the channel. But it's not. I'm not using PayPal, so please don't send money to PayPal. I mean, I'm not using Cash App, so please don't send it there, and then you get mad if I send it back. So no Cash App, y'all. I'm phasing out of Cash App as well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still use it, but I'm not, let's see. Let's get you know what, that'll be it. Red, what closing out, what would you like to tell the people, my brother? Amazing show tonight. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm just in my research bag leading up to November the 1st. I'm just locked in. You feel me? I got a lot going on, a lot of things that are going on. I'm Scorpio season is coming up. This is a big one for me. So we're celebrating, we're making things right. What a fucking time to be aligned. To everybody that's in the audience, you made it this far. It's time for us to celebrate life. It's time for us to create our own realities. It's time for us to break out of this quote unquote matrix or this illusion or what they call the simulation. It's time for us to get a little bit back into nature, into the natural way of doing things. Mm-hmm. It's definitely time for us to form our own communities, because I met this community. I went face to face with this community on many occasions, not just the mountain, but the gathering of the masters, the return of the non-ether and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So my aspiration and my goals moving forward is to be in a community and to be amongst these people in real life and whatnot. Everything that we're doing right now are the building blocks to take us outside of this fake ass reality, this false reality, surrounded by people who we don't really rock with like that and we don't vibrate with like that, and to put us in a safe space where we're amongst people who are authentic.
Red, I want to welcome everybody. You see the Eventbrite spawning?
Salute to everybody.
Everybody who's joining our community, the workshop that's going to lead to a community. I'm gonna stop there. I don't want to get people, thinking too much, but I'm gonna stop right there. That's all tonight. Within the last 2 hours. So I want to thank everybody for signing up. We're just warming up. The Discord is just warming up. There's over a month. We got over a month left. Over a month until the workshop. So we're just warming up. It's light. We're really gonna get popping in there late this week. Right. We just got to get a few things together, y'all. Seven. He has to do a couple of more videos that he's preparing for the workshop. Yeah. Red's got a couple of videos he's preparing, but B-Dell, everybody's coming in on the community. It's going to be amazing. I advise everybody, if you did, once again, also, I'm going to send out the PDF as well as the Discord link to everybody within 24 hours of right now.
So I love that.
So make sure everybody, if you didn't get to get it now, don't bullshit. Get it now. Yeah. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be a part of the biggest technological advancement that this globe has seen in a long time. Nobody's talking about radionics in the melanated community like that. You know what I'm saying? We're forming this is bigger than this workshop. This workshop is just the beginning, but this workshop guarantees you entrance to everything else that's going to spawn from the workshop. Radionics, ham radio. So the grid is eventually going to go off the grid. I mean, the grid is eventually going to go down. So we're going to be ready for all of that, family. But like I said, we're just warming up now. So if you go in there, we're just warming up now. We're getting ready. Make sure I'm going to post it one last time. The link. Wonderful show. My B-Day is tomorrow. Will not be live tomorrow. Red, I want to thank you. Wonderful show tonight. Electric. I like electric shows. I like electricity, man. I like the voltage, Red. The signal. I like the signal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh, the last thing I want to say, Red. This is the last thing I want to say. A lot of people criticize The Secret. And I can see why some people criticize the documentary The Secret. It got that watered down look to it. It helped me out tremendously. So I have no criticisms for The Secret. I appreciate it for what it is. I feel as though it taught us about what we call the law of attraction. Moving forward, I want us to concentrate on not attracting, but emitting a signal. Emit signal is the most important thing we could do. When you try to attract something, you don't become it. In order to emit a signal, you have to be it. Let me say this again. If you want to attract something in your mind, you don't think you have to become that thing you want to attract. You just got to ask for it and want it. But the universe reads you like a book, but it reads your vibration. So the same way we read books, the words in a book, it reads our vibration.
Right.
Our vibration is the signal.
It is.
Become, like they said, we got to become the thing that we want to attract. We have to it's about the signal, y'all. That's going to be a very important word in this next paradigm. The signal. Like, that doesn't mean I'm against the secret. It served its purpose for that time, but we always advance. So we gotta admit that signal, family.
Right. And the level of advancement that we find ourselves at this point in the game, going back to The Secret and going back to Napoleon Hill, when Napoleon Hill said that you literally have to place yourself in your vision, right? You got to smell the leather of the new car that you want to drive. You have to be in the house, the palatial estate and whatnot. You literally have to smell the grass as you cut your 100-acre lawn. But here's where the advance comes in. That's why you just said that we are updated and we're upgraded. What is AI? AI is the tool that you use to manifest the reality that you want to live, because you literally could now put yourself in a picture on that palatial estate. You literally could place yourself in that car. You literally could make an AI video where you're driving that quote unquote Maybach, and then you could put that on loop on a 100-inch screen, and then you could meditate on that. You literally could put anything through Nano Banana, any of the editing tools. You could put any type of opulence, jewelry, whatever you want to manifest materially. You now could create that with the AI. Your vision boards could come to life. So we were able to get this far off of static vision boards. Now, moving forward, go and get the screen from Walmart for like $50 or $100. It's like a monitor, 20, 30, 40 inches that you could put on your wall. Get the USB drive, plug it in the side of the TV, and you're literally just watching loops of your AI reality all day. The reality that you want to bring to life. Take your children, put your children into places where take a child and put a child in a mansion. Great things could come about with good imaginations, and the AI tools are here for that. So this is the Secret 100X.
Yeah, my fault, right? When I add a video, it just pops up. I don't mean to you popping up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, "Rich, I love your energy. It is contagious." That's what. Listen, I'll be telling. That's that Pac Kanye. It's that. It might be that that moon and Aries energy. Red, ain't your moon and Aries?
Yes, sir.
God damn it. That's what it's about. Yo, Ray, you know what's funny? You know what I thought about? Yeah. I said, yo, this is what you call manifestation. Red started calling himself Rich Phil.
Yep.
Now there's a workshop happening with Brother Rich and Phil Moreland. Rich and Phil. Yo, you can't. Hey, there's a workshop happening with Rich and Phil, one of the biggest of his time.
That's fire.
AI. And you call yourself, as you've been doing that for about a year. And look now. Now there's the word. Now Rich and Phil. Now Rich and Phil collaborated. What I said, family. What you call yourself is one of the biggest spells, the biggest magic. The magic. What you call yourself is one of the biggest spells. I'm Radiohead Rich. Rich and Phil is collaborating on AI. Check this out. We're gonna close out with this. Because it don't end. The greatness keeps going. You think the greatness ends? The greatness. Check out what my brother Seven Beaumont. Check out, because we're gonna have so many commercials to display what we're doing. Check this out, y'all.
The future ain't.
Oh, shit, no, wrong one. All right, damn. All right, hold up.
Shout out to
You got the
Savon.
transmission.
You know it. Let's go all the way in.
Radiohead already set everything up. All we have to do is bring the knowledge.
It's all laid out. The blueprint to AI mastery is on the way.
You know this deploys God-level tech intelligence to the people, right?
Nothing less. See you November 1st.
Ah, man, the movies that. Oh,
Hold on. You know I gotta throw mine up there, man. F that. We gotta. I did a little.
Share this link again. Hold up. Did son got it? Did you see the video I shared with the white man cursing y'all out, saying you better pray to Captain Kirk? Did y'all see that video?
Yeah.
If y'all don't sign up for this if y'all don't, man, listen. If y'all do y'all want a boss like that?
Yeah, I
Don't
do,
let me
yeah.
act like Dame Dash on here tonight.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, don't make me act like Dame Dash.
Well, let me get in my Dame Dash bag.
Dame said there's no windows in here. You heard him?
Yeah. like what does your view look like? What you got a beach where you at?
Yo, bro, you heard him? Like, oh man, this dude is wild. This dude is wild, yo. Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Can you hit that one right there?
Let me see. Where we at now? Which one is
like work? Say commercial.
Gods of intelligence aren't myths. They're here. Artificial. The gods of intelligence aren't myths. They're here. Artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of power right now. Will you master it or be mastered by it? Most are drowning in AI hype, hesitating, confused, while the future slips into the hands of those who act first. That's why Black Magic 363 presents AI Masters, the Gods of Intelligence, with Seven Bomar and Red Pillar, two visionaries revealing how to align with AI to elevate your life and unlock true power. Seats are limited. Energy is high. History is unfolding now. Click below and reserve your spot for AI Masters, the Gods of Intelligence. The future belongs to those who move first.
Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah. And don't move the goalposts. We asked for something like this. Don't move it because you'll see us doing it. Don't move the goalpost like, nah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I seen people moving the goalposts. Don't do that. Don't move it because it depends on who presents it to you. Depends on how you accept it. Right. Don't get mad because I tapped into the frequency. Rich Phil. Don't get mad because Rich Phil is here and bringing you to work. Rich Phil is literally bringing you to workshop. Rich Phil.
That part.
Rich Phil 7. Rich Phil 7.
Rich Phil 7. I got to do the commercial for that.
Rich
but
Phil.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, I got a show after this, Techno Tuesdays with me and Spin City on Know the Ledge 444. I look forward to some of y'all pulling up after we get out of here. But I want to say thank you so much for y'all time. Thank y'all for your comments. Thank you for your energy. And just thank y'all for being in the audience and letting me, present to you this information and whatnot. And I do have more where that came from, but we'll give it out piece by piece,
Indeed. Yeah, that last one, that was 7. Shout out to 7. I think I said that.
Yeah.
Genius. Like I said, the things he is doing. He'll be back on the show soon. We're gonna hear about it. We're gonna hear about a lot. I think he just released a couple of new videos on his YouTube channel that I gotta check out. I've been in Honduras, so I haven't been on YouTube in a little while. But yeah, Red, have a good show, my brother. Everybody, if you want to show birthday love one last time,
send the God some love. Buy them tickets.
Send love by buying the tickets. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who bought the tickets. I'm gonna make sure. Oh, Red, can you do? Are you able to post the PDF in the Discord to make it easy for everybody?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be emailing it to y'all.
I put it right in Discord.
He'll put it right in Discord. But
Yep.
for those who bought tickets tonight, I'm gonna send y'all the Discord link by tomorrow night. But the PDF will be in the Discord for everybody. All right.
Yep.
Everybody have a good night. Blessings,
Peace, y'all. Peace, family.
All right.
Salute.
Blessings.